This is a time for our neighbors.
This morning, you are waking up to a historic deep freeze in the Pittsburgh area.
And you are looking live outside from one of our PennDOT cameras right now. Here it is, temperatures below zero with wind chills at -30.
We have Severe Weather Team 11 coverage of this major weather event, including what local leaders are doing to make sure people stay safe.
Good Tuesday morning, everybody. It is 4 o'clock, January 7th. I'm Catherine Amenta.
And I'm Joe Arena. We are on the air a half hour early to bring you Severe Weather Team 11 coverage of the extreme cold out there. We first want to mention we are in 11 alert. We have more than 600 schools, closings and delays, and you can find them 2 at a time at the bottom of your screen.
And our reporters are braving the cold temperatures to get you the latest on these conditions, but we're going to start your day with a check on weather and traffic as we do every 10 minutes. Here's meteorologist Valerie Smock with what you need to know.
Yeah, we are tracking some bitterly cold temperatures, and you've already started to feel it if you happen to have been out like we were early this morning. We have wind chill warning in effect. That is going to be in place until 10 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. Furthermore, temperatures in general, this is the actual temperature, -10 to 2 above, and then wind chills will be -20 to -30. These are your current temperatures. Not good at all. Single digits below zero. Butler, India, Pittsburgh, Washington, all at -9. We are into the teens below zero into Somerset and Deep Creek Lake, Morgantown at -6. Now your wind chills are going to be even worse. In fact, we are looking at wind chills well below zero into the 30s here across the board, -21 into Morgantown, and they could get as low as -34, -35 in some of those, even the city areas, but into the mountains, it's definitely going to push very low below zero. So this is bitterly cold, and like I had said earlier, we have the wind chill warning out until 10 a.m. for your Wednesday for the entire viewing area, and it doesn't look like we're going to warm up much at all. In fact, we're only going to be seeing temperatures slightly above zero as we head toward 8 p.m. I'll have more on that coming up in just a few moments, and now we'll send it over to Tricia for a look at traffic.
Yeah, keeping an eye on all the vehicles that are out early this morning. Actually, we are seeing quite a few vehicles on the roadways. Maybe perhaps some people just want to get their work done early today so they can go back home and stay warm. Keep in mind you need to allow extra time to let your car heat up. Not finding any problems with delays, mind you. And again, want to mention yesterday we did have a fatal accident on the Parkway West. Had the Parkway West outbound closed for several hours. It is open again outbound around Montour Run, headed out toward Pittsburgh International. You should not see any delays. However, you do want to check ahead and make sure that your flight is on time. Several flights out toward New York and New Jersey have been canceled this morning. Making your way along the parkways, you are seeing some vehicles taking it easy, so just keep that in mind. And again, seeing a bit more traffic than expected out there on the roadways. Time is 3 minutes after 4.
And right now we've got breaking news to start your morning in the midst of all this cold weather. A chimney fire has spread to the back of a house in Westmoreland County.
Right now, crews are at the Penn Township scene. 911 dispatchers told us a home on Massing Lane caught fire just after 2 this morning. Our crew is close to arriving at the scene. You can look for Dave Bondi's live report later this hour.
And now back to the bitter cold temperatures out there. The city of Pittsburgh is doing all it can to make sure people are safe in these dangerously cold temperatures out there. Channel 11's Brittany McGraw is braving the cold. She's live right now on the north side with ways to stay safe out there. Good morning, Brittany.
Good morning. These are temperatures that we have not seen in a very long time. So the city is taking steps to make sure that everyone stays safe. Also, organizations such as the Light of Life mission, which reaches out to our homeless, they have opened an emergency shelter so people can come here to stay warm. They've also been handing out things such as gloves and hats to help protect people in this weather. Now, yesterday, as one of his first steps as Mayor Bill Peduto had to put measures in place to take care of the city's most vulnerable. He directed Pittsburgh to go out and look for the homeless in camps such as this one and bring them in from the cold. It was a plan Public Safety Director Michael Huss also supported.
We want to get through this event without any serious injuries, and we need everyone's help in doing that.
And Huss reiterated that the mayor's plea that Pittsburghers call 911 if they run into issues with the weather that are life-threatening. With temperatures such as this, it is very easy to develop hypothermia or frostbite. Otherwise, all calls should be directed to 311. Now, as for those warming centers, there are several that are set up across the city. They'll be back open at 8 o'clock this morning. They're located at the Healthy Active Living Centers in Greenfield, Homewood, the South Side, Sheridan, 11 and also here on the north side. Now, coming up in our next half hour, the best thing that you can do in these conditions is to stay inside or stay somewhere warm. But if you have to go out and brave the temperatures, a few tips on what you can do to protect yourself. For now, reporting live on the north side, I'm Brittany McGraw, Channel 11 News.
We'll definitely look forward to those tips. Brittany, thank you. Go inside and stay warm. Well, it didn't take long for most school districts to decide to shut down for the day. Pittsburgh Public School Superintendent Linda Lane told us they had to cancel school for the safety of the young children.
We have a lot of our students who are walkers, and also we have a lot of students that are standing on corners waiting for buses. And so we're obviously very concerned about making sure that, we don't end up with any issues because of that.
As for tomorrow, if you're planning ahead a little bit, Dr. Lane is telling students they should have their homework done and ready to go.
A Spring Hill couple spent the night in the cold. They say it was all because of low gas pressure. We went to their house on Rostock Street. George Matisse showed us the problems he's having just lighting his upstairs gas furnace. He says as a result, there's a 15-degree temperature difference between the two floors.
We've just been using the space heaters that we do have, having them on as high as possible, but it seems impossible to heat the whole house with one space heater when it should have more than one.
Matisse says he's called Equitable Gas and crews have checked it out, but the problem has not been fixed. We also contacted, the company and are waiting for a call back now.
This morning, much of the country is dealing with this historic freeze. 34 states are under wind chill alerts. The winds made it feel like 55 below zero in International Falls, Minnesota yesterday. So I guess we should consider ourselves lucky, I guess, in a way. And in Chicago, temperatures set a new all-time low at -15. They even shut down their ice rink. The Arctic cold is sweeping into the Northeast and the South. It's a bone-chilling cold not experienced since the late 80s. And we are making it easier for you to find help in this extreme cold. We have information on who you can call for help with power outages, water main breaks, and any other emergencies. It's all in one easy-to-find place. Just click on our website, WPXI.com.
And we have much more Team 11 coverage of the extreme cold straight ahead,
including how to prevent your pipes from bursting in this deep freeze. 3 easy steps you can take to protect your home.
And workers brave the cold to fix a local water main break, why they need to get the water back on and fast.
And it is absolutely frigid outside. If you don't have to be out, I would not suggest going out. We're under a wind chill warning until 10 a.m. Wednesday for the entire viewing area. I'll have more on this deep freeze coming up after the break. Time now, 4:08.
Being a meteorologist is more than just learning things from a textbook. You have to live it. In the blizzard of 1993, my colleague Kevin Benson spent 3 days at WPXI studios forecasting the weather. Snow was falling faster than we had ever seen it fall in the area.
Pittsburgh International Airport, 24 inches.
And Kevin was there keeping viewers up to date on what was going on hour by hour, minute by minute.
Trust the weather team with more than 50 years of experience in Pittsburgh. Severe Weather Team 11 is weather coverage you can count on.
I'm attorney Eric Chapin. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. Do it now.
The first thing you do after a car wreck is to call Eric.
Do it before the medical bills pile up.
Do it. Call Eric. Don't deal with the insurance company on your own.
Do it to make sure you get the settlement the law says you deserve.
Do it first.
Do it now.
I did it, and Eric got me a great settlement, over $85,000.
I'm attorney Eric Chapin. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. It's just that easy.
You don't even have to leave your house. We'll come to you. Call 1-800-233-7000.
This is the Meadows Racetrack and Casino. If these are actual metal slot players, they've all got their own style. That's Linda, and Linda's a rubber. Likes to massage the screen to kind of coax a winner. Hey, and Carol's more vocal. She sweet talks her machine. Eileen will sneak up on the spin reels button nonchalantly, while Steve does that thing, whatever that is. Hey, it doesn't matter how you play, just where you play. The Meadows Racetrack and Casino. Let's have some fun.
Out with the old, ring in the new. Switch to Xfinity TV from Comcast for $39.99 a month for 12 months, with HBO included for a year and HD DVR service included for 6 months. Hurry this 17th. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Taste, feel, listen.
Listen, breathe, open your door. It's your nature. Explore. Learn more. Visit NatureExplore at arbordate.org.
Slippery Rock was my first choice.
My best choice. Because they have what I wanted to study.
What I wanted to study. I love my major.
I love the professors. It's so much more.
So much more than a class. There's a tradition of success.
Leadership.
Community service, helping me through my major and bringing about success for my future.
Slippery Rock has shown me the world.
The Rock prepared me for my job.
Slippery Rock University.
Brought to you by Mazda and the Mazda 6.
Get ready for a deep freeze. It is bitterly cold outside, and we're not seeing much of a break as we head throughout the day. -9 right now. Wind chill at -30. We're still dealing with some winds up to about 14 miles per hour. And as we head throughout the day today, we will top out around 2, but wind chills in general will be about -20 to -30. I'll have your full forecast coming up here in just a few moments, but now we'll send it over for a look at traffic with Tricia.
You can see right now the traffic for the most part moving along fine, not seeing any heavy delays. However, a few more vehicles out early this morning than we expect to see, making way over those bridges and overpasses. Any area could be a little icy, so that's a little bit of a concern this morning. Parkway West headed out toward the airport looks good. Inbound, if you're headed down toward the tunnel, not finding any heavy delays. Moving along fine, 55 miles per hour. Time right now is 11 minutes after 4.
Tricia, we'll see you soon. More than half the country is dealing with bone-chilling temperatures, and in some parts, people also have to deal with the snow. We'll take a look at blizzard conditions in New York State, including just how much snow they're expected to get. And back here at home, a historic day for Pittsburgh as Bill Peduto becomes the city's 60th mayor. His pledge to the city and its residents after this. Your time, 412.
Check out the new deals at JustPayHalfWPXI.com, where you can buy certificates for half price from Fort Rapids Indoor Water Park Resort and Conference Center, with over 60,000 square feet of wet and wild family fun in partnership with Taipei Fox Chapel and Hokkaido Pittsburgh. Come enjoy the 5,000 square foot arcade, bars, and newly added Koo Seafood Buffet and Grill, located right off Interstate 70 in Columbus, Ohio. Don't miss these deals and dozens more at JustPayHalfWPXI.com.
Good morning, Steidel and Steinberg. Your assignment, John and Mary have credit cards coming out of the wazoo. Your job is to get them out of debt.
First, we need the friendliest attorneys.
Done.
Then we need convenient offices.
Check.
And free in-person consultations.
Taken care of.
Then we'll tell the creditors where to go.
Oh, I'll take care of that.
This mission is not impossible. Steidel and Steinberg, with our experience, why go anywhere else?
Your debt will self-destruct in 3, 2, 1.
Just like you, we watch the sunrise each day in our hometown. We bring you the stories that hit close to home because we are your local broadcasters.
At Channel 11 News, we're committed to bringing you severe weather coverage. We track approaching storms and warn you well in advance so you can keep your family safe. That's weather coverage you can count on.
We are your local broadcasters, reaching more people, touching more lives.
Want some good advice? Go to C. Harper. C. Harper guarantees the best price. That's right, guarantees the best price. So you can pay more if you want to, or you could go to C. Harper. You can thank me later. And right now, there's even more chances to win great prizes in the C. Harper $250,000 giveaway. Check our website for details, or better yet, come visit our showrooms.
Hi.
Hi.
Do you do free exam and x-rays?
Exam and x-rays? Yes.
Free?
No.
No free exam and x-rays.
Exam, yes. X-rays, yes. Free? No.
You're nodding yes, but saying no.
Yes to no. No.
Okay, hold it. Let's try something new.
Are my first exam and x-rays free?
Completely free.
Free?
Zip.
Zero?
Nada.
Nice.
Aspen Dental is doing whatever it takes to give America a healthy mouth, like offering free exams and x-rays. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL because your mouth is our mission.
Live look now at the PennDOT camera. Chilly morning, -9 in East Liberty, -8 into Uniontown, and it's chilly -9 as well into Newcastle. Time right now coming up on 4:15.
Severe weather Team 11 coverage continues. Now of this extreme cold, wind chills are not expected to be above 0 today, and that is why we are in 11 alert. Most schools in the area have closed due to the cold temperatures, and Governor Corbett is urging everyone to stay indoors. That's if possible, of course. And in Pittsburgh, thankfully, there isn't snow on top of this cold, but it's a much different story in western New York. They are dealing with a blizzard. Visibility, as you can see here, very low, with wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Blizzard warnings are in effect through Wednesday morning, and when it finally does stop, more than 3 feet of snow will be left behind.
Wow. Well, in other news this morning, a fugitive is back in custody this morning. Tyree Hopkins was arrested over the weekend. Police say he was at a halfway house in Pittsburgh. He escaped when he was taken to a hospital for an injury. Now, Hopkins was serving time for aggravated assault. The Pennsylvania woman who called herself Jihad Jane will spend 10 years in prison now for her involvement in a terror plot. That's far less than the life sentence prosecutors wanted. Colleen LaRose admitted to plotting to kill a Swedish artist, that is, over a cartoon that offended Muslims. She could be released in 4 years, taking into account time already served and the potential for time off for good behavior.
A new era in Pittsburgh is officially underway. Bill Peduto was sworn in as the city's 60th mayor yesterday. 2,000 people filled Heinz Hall for his inauguration. After taking the oath of office, Mayor Peduto talked about the city's challenging times over the last decade. He briefly mentioned the scandal and corruption, and he vowed to make the city an honest one. Workers had to brave the cold temperatures to fix a water main break in Kennedy Township. The Westview Water Authority tells us a 12-inch line broke yesterday morning at the corner of Pine Hollow and McCoy Roads. Ohio Valley General Hospital experienced a drop in water pressure for a short time. Other customers lost water, but that has since been restored.
Yeah, a lot of us have the day off or are being delayed from going outside. Those folks have to work in these cold temperatures. It's not that easy out there.
No, and hopefully that means there's less people out on the roads, Tricia, too.
Yeah, we're not seeing a ton of traffic out there this morning, but definitely a little bit more than we thought we would see at this time. And with these temperatures, keep in mind that if you are headed out, you want to make sure that you do have some extra blankets in the car just in case you do get stuck somewhere. And state police always suggest that you stay in your vehicle if you are stranded and wait for help to arrive. Never go out seeking help, especially in these temperatures. Coming into the city right now along the Parkway East from Monroeville down toward the Squirrel Hill Tunnel looks good. 28 not finding any heavy delays. Parkway North outbound seeing just a little bit of slow going traffic here coming up through the East Street Valley toward the area of Evergreen and McKnight. 79 finding some slow going traffic, and again it could just be a few vehicles taking it easy this morning, but it's something we'll keep an eye on. Making your way inbound, drive times not too bad to start off with. 15-minute ride Parkway East and North, 20 minutes on the Parkway West.
417, and we made the hot water turn into snow thing. It happens. It's true.
Yes.
Yeah, and I saw something yesterday on Twitter of an egg that someone had kind of frozen and they cut in half, and it looked like kind of the tooth enamel, like that kind of consistency. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it's bitterly cold outside. You don't want to be outside if you don't have to be, and it looks like it's not going to be very promising as we head into the next couple of hours as well. So, temperatures now only, well, they're in the single digits across many locations, and when you see something in the double digits, you generally think that's good news, but not in this case. That is temperatures below, and these are our actual temperatures. Minus 14 Somerset, minus 13 into Deep Creek Lake. So this is bitterly cold, and we're not done with this. In fact, you can see these wind chills are going to stay pretty cold because this is all that cold air we have coming in behind it. So it's going to stay very cold here. And as we take it back home, you'll see there are some wind chills that are going to be into the minus 30 range. In fact, we're pushing eerily close to minus 35 there at 6 a.m. and then we are going to start to improve a little bit, but not a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. We are under a wind chill warning. That's until 10 a.m. Wednesday for the entire area because of how cold it is. Now, it's not really going to improve much as we head throughout the day. Luckily, there is going to be a bit of some improvement as we are going to push above zero. Now, this is a polar vortex. This is true Arctic air that is coming around the backside of this low pressure system from north of the Hudson Bay. So generally with these polar vortexes, you have some warmer air on the front side and the back side, which is why we had some warm air on Sunday, and then we're actually going to see a little bit of some warmer weather as we head to the end of the week. So that is some good news. But these are some of the coldest temperatures that we have seen, and it looks like we're going to be pushing eerily close to some of those, but I think we could see a record low high as we head throughout the day today because of the chill. And good news is there is going to be a bit of a warm up, but that's how we're like the polar vortex. You'll see that warming up on the backside of this. In fact, we're going to be at least close to, if not slightly above, our average high as we end out the week, which will be very good news in the grand scheme of things. Severe weather risk is moderate. That's because we are under that wind chill warning with wind chills -30 to -40 and wind gusts to about 30 miles per hour. A look at Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar. Nothing really happening now. That's some good news, but I think we could see a little bit of some light snow across the ridges early on in the day. Most of that should be gone, and it is going to be very quiet as we head throughout our Tuesday and the majority of Wednesday. I think it's late Wednesday that we could start to see some snow coming in. Most of that east of our viewing area until about midnight. So most of this is going to be very light in general. And then Thursday, I think we could see a little bit of some wintry weather, I think, late into the day. Otherwise, for today, too, the high, partly sunny. Wind chills -20 to -30 for tonight. Wind chills not as bad, but still very cold. Our low dropping to 1. And then for tomorrow, we'll top out at 22 with snow showers late into the day. Here's a look at your extended forecast. Again, afternoon snow on Wednesday, especially really late into the day. Then on Thursday, more snow to contend with a mix of rain and snow as we head into the start of the weekend.
Valerie, we'll check back with you in less than 10 minutes. This morning, 34 U.S. states are under wind chill alerts. The governor of Michigan is actually urging people to stay indoors and refrain from building snowmen or go sledding out there on that fresh snow. It may be tempting for some kids to go outside after more than a foot of snow fell over the weekend. Snowfall totals in some areas added up to 16 inches. There's a blizzard right now happening in Buffalo. In fact, this morning, temperatures in Detroit are 15 below. The extreme cold raises the rise of bursting pipes as well. The folks at State Farm Insurance have some tips to keep the water flowing. First, keep a trickle of warm water dripping, preferably from a faucet on an outside wall. Next, keep your thermostat set at the same temperature and open those cabinet doors so heat can reach uninsulated pipes under sinks and appliances.
All good tips there. Well, we were just talking about this. Apparently, it is so cold that you can turn hot water into snow or ice instantly. We tried it this morning. It's on our Facebook page. Check it out. We urge you not to try this at home. Joe, he's a professional. He did it. Now, a viewer sent us this video, and how cool is that? Watch what happens when he threw a pot of boiling water into the air. You see it right there. It turns into snow and ice almost immediately. Pretty cool. Well, caught on camera, Columbus firefighters rescued a deer that fell in a frozen river. A witness spotted the deer and called for help. Fire crews responded and pulled the animal from the icy water. Here are some pictures of the scene. The deer's body temperature kept dropping, so it was taken to the Ohio State University Vet Hospital. The deer is expected to be okay.
Well, this is not the day you want a huge water main break to happen, but this story is also out of Columbus, Ohio. Police had to close several downtown streets after this huge water main break. In some cases, people trying to leave the area had no choice but to step into the water, as you see right there. Ouch. You can see one person even fell right there. Crews have been working overnight to repair that break. Wow. Well, we are making it easier for you to find help in this extreme cold. If you're in Allegheny County and you need help, you can dial 211. This is for non-emergencies only. And in the city, as you may know already, the hotline number is 311. And you can find those numbers on our website along with a lot more. We've also posted more information on this extreme cold. It's all in one easy place to find it. Just click on WPXI.com.
Want to get to some other news now. 2 men in New Jersey have pleaded guilty to operating a bogus September 11th charity. The state's attorney general said the men sold T-shirts featuring the logos of the New York City police and fire departments, but never gave the proceeds to any charities. They made close to $50,000 off it. Now, under a plea deal, one suspect will go to prison for a year. The other will get probation. To Capitol Hill now, the Senate is scheduled to vote this morning on a temporary extension of unemployment benefits for over 1 million Americans. The Obama administration says extending benefits has been a priority for both parties. However, Republicans want to find a way to pay for it. Congress has extended unemployment benefits more than a dozen times in recent years.
Well, the trial is now underway for a man accused of opening fire at a Sweet 16 party in Duquesne. This was 2 years ago, and this story is from our news partners at the Trib. 18-year-old Drew Henderson Bracey was shot and killed. 7 other people at the party were hurt. Police say Quentin Ingram started shooting in the basement of the house on South 5th Street in December of 2011. Witnesses say they saw Ingram pull an automatic weapon from his waistband and just start shooting. Ingram is charged with homicide, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment.
This morning, police in Idaho are hoping to learn more after a public transit bus plowed right through a building. Check out these pictures. The driver told police he lost control after the brakes failed. These pictures, tweeted by the fire department, show that bus dangling over an underground parking garage. No one was seriously injured, but the driver is on paid administrative leave while authorities investigate. Students who suffer a concussion need a break from school to fully recover. That's the word from Children's Hospital in Boston. They looked at more than 300 student athletes who suffered a concussion and found those who did not take a break from their schoolwork took on average 100 days to recover. Now, those who cut back on their schoolwork and online activity recovered in 20 to 50 days. A big difference there. Researchers say this study shows the brain needs a break just as much as the body.
Well, it may not be a multi-million-dollar jackpot, but somebody out there is carrying around a lottery ticket worth a nice chunk of cash. Express Mini Mart on Lowry's Run Road in Ross Township sold a Cash 5 ticket worth $700,000. The ticket matched 5 numbers to score Sunday night's jackpot. The lucky winner hasn't come forward just yet. Well, the countdown to Mardi Gras is on. Bone-chilling cold across the country didn't stop organizers from kicking off the New Orleans Carnival season. The time-honored tradition dates back to the 1860s. Festivities will last almost 2 months with parades and pageantry straight through Fat Tuesday. The carnival ends the day before Ash Wednesday, and not much can get them to stop a party down there.
No.
I've worked down there for a couple of years, so.
And that means spring.
Absolutely. It's a good
way.
sign. There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Coming up this morning, we continue to keep a close eye on the extreme temperatures this morning.
Meteorologist Valerie Smock is tracking this polar vortex.
Oh my.
And what's that all about? She'll let you know what to expect before you head out the door today.
We are dealing with cold weather that we haven't seen in decades. Ahead, I'll share 4 things that you can do to keep you and your family safe, and also what the city of Pittsburgh is doing to keep citizens here safe as well.
I can only send one of you to cover the game in New York. Who's got what it takes?
Game on.
The more devices you have, the more you need Fios Quantum, America's fastest, most reliable internet.
Still got slow internet, Terry?
No. Yes. For incredible uploading, streaming, and chatting.
Show them what you got, Ella. Thanks, Aaron.
In and around your home.
Hey, Dad.
You got it. You're going to New York.
This is definitely the place to be.
You know, she is pretty good. Technology that raises your game to the quantum level. That's powerful.
He loved skiing. He loved skateboarding. So young Tom Sims combined them both, creating a whole new way down the mountain. Uncompromising creativity, it's the way we made the Mazda CX-5. Skyactiv technology combines nimble handling with better highway mileage than any other SUV, including hybrids. This is the Mazda CX-5. What do you drive?
Severe Weather Team 11 tracking the coldest air in our area in 5 years.
This is going to bring our temperatures -5 to -10.
And we're preparing you for the dangerous conditions.
These kind of wind chills, frostbite can occur within about 30 minutes.
Most school districts will be closed tomorrow.
The wind chill will be down 30 below or colder.
WPXI.com and WPXI on Facebook give you instant information with alerts and closings. As this Arctic blast continues, stay with Channel 11 News. Weather coverage you can count on.
No one has a larger selection than Furniture Galleries. Let me show you. With 97 rooms filled with the finest names in home furnishings, you're sure to find something you love. Featuring Stanley Furniture. Pick from 89 sofas, 31 bedrooms, or 33 dining rooms, all under one roof and all up to half off. When it comes to selection, size does matter, and we've been the biggest in the area for 50 years. Only at Furniture Galleries, just minutes from Cranberry, and yes, we deliver anywhere.
Live, local, late breaking. Channel 11 News starts with severe weather coverage.
Good morning. Just about 4:30 on this Tuesday, January the 7th. I'm Joe Arena.
And I'm Catherine Amenta. We are experiencing record-breaking temperatures this morning. I don't have to tell you that. Forcing hundreds of schools to cancel classes for the day. We have been in 11 alert all night long. You can see those closings running at the bottom of your screen.
And we also have our team of reporters out covering the dangerous temperatures out there. But first, we do want to start your day with a check on weather and traffic, as we do every 10 minutes. I know Dave Bondi just tweeted he saw some ice out there on the road.
Definitely ice is a possibility, and if you do head out, make sure that you take along some blankets. I know it's not something you want to think about. If you get stuck on the side of the road, though, you want to stay warm.
Yeah, and it's not always good to keep your car running the entire time. That could...
5 grams. And now we must travel back up to the surface, where we shall finish this experiment. The doctor has to travel first class. It's vitally important that he isn't damaged on the way up or picks up any dirt that might interfere with readings.
Warning, and that is actually going to be in effect until about 10 a.m. on Wednesday. So this is very, very cold weather we're dealing with here. We are dealing with temperatures that are actually going to be getting down to feeling like they are actually minus 35. So very, very cold weather here. This is not something you want to take lightly. Other than that, current temperatures, we are at -9 in Butler, Indiana, all the way down into Washington as well. But it feels like the minus teens, Somerset and Deep Creek Lake. This is bitterly cold, and when you're dealing with wind chills, it's not any better. In fact, it feels like -37 into Somerset and Deep Creek. So very, very cold here, and as we head throughout your Tuesday, it looks like we will start to slightly improve, but not by much. In fact, we're going to be looking at temperatures still feeling like they're into the teens below zero around 6 o'clock, and as you head throughout your day, we'll at least see temperatures getting up into the single digits above zero. I'll have more on that coming up here in just a few moments, but now we'll send it over to Tricia for a look at traffic.
We are seeing a few more vehicles out there than expected this morning, so as you make your way along the parkways, allow a few extra minutes. Always the possibility of a patch of ice. Did have an overnight accident out around the area of Roslyn Farms and Carnegie. Still have some lane restrictions in that area because there was damage to the concrete barrier, so keep that in mind. Coming into the city right now along the Parkway East, we're in pretty decent shape. No concerns along the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and 28 moving fine through the construction zone. Time right now is 4:31.
And in the middle of all this cold weather, breaking news this morning, firefighters had to battle flames and those temperatures when they were called to a house fire in Westmoreland County. It started just before 2:30 this morning in Penn Township, and that's where Channel 11's Dave Bondi is live with the latest on the brutal conditions for firefighters. Dave, you're on the phone right now. What can you tell us, and where are you?
We're in Penn Township in Westmoreland County, and the reason we're on the phone, we actually cannot have an area to set up our live truck. It's very somewhat of a rural area. There's lots of trees in the area. But this is brutal for the firefighters out here. They have a warming tent set up, or they had a warming tent set up, because as soon as you get out of your vehicle, it is just so cold. We all know that. This home was damaged. There was a fire in the chimney, we believe. It spread to the back of the house. But the good news, no one was hurt in this fire whatsoever. They had the warming tent. They had paramedics there to keep an eye on firefighters to make sure they weren't overcome by the cold at any time. Right now, firefighters are clearing the scene, and they are leaving. Successfully done. No one was hurt, but very dangerous. We were hearing about this all day yesterday, about how the people who work outside are going to have to be very careful, and we saw that this morning. They had extra precautions. They had the warming tent set up. Coming up in about a half hour, we're going to try to get you some video set up and have a live report for you. Reporting live, Dave Bondi, Channel 11 News.
All right, Dave, we'll check back soon. There's certainly a lot to get to at that scene. Again, this morning, the city of Pittsburgh is doing everything it can to keep people safe in this extreme cold. The city's 5 warming centers will open at 8 a.m. Channel 11's Brittany McGraw joins us live now with more on the city's plans for these extreme temperatures. And Brittany, just give us a little sense. How cold is it out there? You've been out there for half an hour now.
Yeah, it is incredibly cold out here. The nice thing is we are able to hop into our live truck in between these live hits, so haven't had to stand out here in these conditions because that's just something that you don't want to do. Now, in our last half hour, I said I was going to share some tips on what you need to do to be able to stay warm, and the first, or stay protected in these conditions, and the first, of course, is if you don't have to be outside, stay inside. These are temperatures that can be life-threatening. One of the best things you can do if you have to come out in these conditions is to make sure to wear layers. That helps to trap the heat in. Keep your extremities covers, wear a hat, scarf, things like that. And if your layers do get cold, or rather if they get wet, you'll definitely want to remove those because that can put you at risk. Now, as for the city of Pittsburgh, Mayor Bill Peduto and Safety Director Michael Huss laid out their plan for keeping folks in the city safe. They say if you have a weather-related emergency, you're asked to call the city's 311 line unless it is life-threatening. People living in homeless camps were taken out of the cold and put into shelters.
It really comes down to Pittsburghers working together and helping each other.
Authorities are also out collecting any animals that are out in the cold weather. Also, as a reminder, there will not be any trash pickup today. It's just a very dangerous situation. So the city is working to make sure that everyone stays safe. Now, coming up in our next half hour, there are warming centers that will be open later on this morning. I'll let you know where at 5 o'clock. For now, reporting live, I'm Brittany McGraw, Channel 11 News.
All right, Brittany, we'll see you soon. Now, if you don't live in the actual city of Pittsburgh, but you're in Allegheny County, remember you can call 211 for help. There are several other warming centers open right now across the area. They include the Clairton Municipal Building, the Munhall Fire Stations, and the Verona Police Department. The Charleroi Fire Department and the Hookstown Volunteer Fire Department as well.
And another group at risk, as Brittany just mentioned, the frigid weather can be deadly to animals. The Animal Rescue League stayed open last night just in case. Police need to bring in any dogs that had been left out in the cold, any animals. It's against the law, keep in mind, not to provide proper shelter for animals in bad weather.
I think for some people, they think that animals belong outside, even if it's a pet. So I think there's a lack of education out there.
Well, if you see animals out in the cold, you're asked to call animal control or police.
And here's something to think about. The U.S. power grid operator is urging everyone under this cold snap to conserve power. PJM Interconnection supplies energy for more than 61 million people in the Mid-Atlantic, Midwest, and the South. The grid operator is working with state governments and utilities to monitor the situation.
And this morning, one local community has a bigger problem on their hands than just staying warm. They have no water. A fed-up homeowner called Channel 11 for help. 300 people living at Strickland Estates in Smithfield, Fayette County, have been without water since Monday morning. We're told the water main break disrupted the service. Now, the owner told us he was concerned the pipes would break because of the frigid temperatures.
You call a number, you get a recording, we're working on it. Well, that's not good enough. They need to fix it. Not wait till minus 9 degrees below zero.
Now, we contacted the water company to check on its progress. They told us they are still working to restore the water. We are going to continue to follow that story. Making news overnight now, police say shots were fired after a domestic dispute in Penn Hills. This happened on Jefferson around 10 o'clock last night. Very few details still have been released in this case, but we have learned after doing some digging that a man was armed with a shotgun. There's still no word yet if this man will be charged. No one was hurt. Well, the swine flu is taking hold in our region right now. Coming up, the new numbers we got from the Allegheny County Health Department and the symptoms you need to watch out for.
And we are continuing your severe weather coverage of the polar vortex that is affecting our area. Valerie will definitely explain that. Coming up, why the salt we use to treat the roads will have little effect this morning, what crews are doing to combat the problem.
And yes, it is very, very cold outside, as I've been saying all morning. If you don't have to be out, stay inside. Wind chills as of now, minus 33 into Butler, minus 37 into Deep Creek Lake. And we're not expecting it to get much better. I'll have more on that coming up after the break. Time now, 4:37.
Shop hundreds of RVs in one place at the original Pittsburgh RV Show, January 11th through the 19th at the David Lawrence Convention Center. If you love camping and RVs, you'll love everything at this show. RVs of all sorts, camping trailers, motorhomes, accessories, resorts, ATVs, and even boats this year. Get expert advice on camping and RVs from the industry's best reps. Get a $2 discount coupon at Eaton Park and bring the whole family. There's something for everyone. Visit pitrvshow.com for more info.
I love fashion. I want these shoes and these shoes. I used to think high fashion only came with a high price tag. So when I saw America's Best Designer Sale, I couldn't believe it. I can get 2 pairs of eyeglasses for $69.95 with a free eye exam. And with with the designer sales collection of frames, I was sold. I want this one and this one, designer frames and low prices, yes please. Call 1-800-2PAIR to schedule an appointment today. Sale ends soon.
Oh! Progress. Oh.
Oh, oh. Oh. What do you know? Oh, oh. Bacon?
With 40 delicious Progresso soups at 100 calories or less, there are plenty of reasons people are saying Progresso. Share your story for a chance to win a Progresso makeover in Hollywood. Go to Progresso.com to enter.
The #1 specialty mattress in America, Tempur-Pedic, now available at the #1 specialty sleep shop, Mattress Discounters.
The most dangerous damage to your home from moisture is bacteria and mold. Mold growth can cause sneezing, headaches, and even respiratory problems. Bactronics uses a totally green sanitizing technology to eliminate mold, mildew, and other harmful bacteria. Plus, it's environmentally safe for your family and pets. Bactronize your home and let your family breathe a sigh of relief. Call today for a free in-home evaluation or visit Bactronics.com.
If you owe back taxes, the IRS can attach your wages, seize your bank account, and even sell your car and your house.
You don't want to face them alone. You need someone you can trust to get you honest answers and get you out of this mess.
At Steidel & Steinberg Tax Services, we will sit down with you and develop a strategy that will work.
So why send your hard-earned money to someone you're never going to meet?
Steidel & Steinberg Tax Services. Life is taxing. Let us help.
Call us at 412-391-8000 or visit us at goodbyedebt.com.
This program is sponsored in part by The Meadows. Let's have some fun.
Temperatures are already well below zero in terms of actual temperature and your wind chills. In fact, it's -9 right now. Wind chills at -30. Those winds are going to continue to gust, which will make it even more of a problem. Good news is we will start to warm up actually to zero. It will take till about 4 p.m. to do so. But the good news is we should stay dry as we head throughout the day. Tricia, are we seeing any delays as of now?
We had an overnight accident along the Parkway West inbound between Roslyn Farms and Carnegie. Crews at times doing some additional work there to repair the concrete barrier. So you are seeing right now some slow-going traffic once you make your way around the bend up toward the top of Green Tree Hill. You're moving fine the rest of the way down into the city. Looks pretty decent right now along the Parkway West as you head outbound toward Pittsburgh International Airport. We'll take a look at some other area roadways coming up. Time right now is 4:41.
Tricia, we'll see you soon. We've been telling you this over the past few days. Temperatures this low pose a real problem for road crews because the salt is no longer effective. Yesterday, we found these trucks ready to hit the roads, and you'll also see tanks on them. Those tanks contain an anti-skid chemical that will mix with the salt.
Salt loses its effectiveness at around 15 degrees. So what we'll be doing is spreading a mixture of salt and anti-skid once the temperatures get real low.
And PennDOT is also asking that you slow down if you're out there. And if you do come across a slick spot, you can report it to 1-800-FIX-ROAD.
Well, the record low temperatures we're experiencing could lead to big energy bills out there. And coming up, why one government-funded program is cutting some people off its benefits.
Serving the Pittsburgh area for over 50 years. Trust Stahl for your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning needs. Now through Tuesday, get a furnace tune-up for just $76. Give us a call or go to stahlplumbing.com. You have one call. Make it Stahl.
Right now, in your home, you can grow food for the more than 367,000 people in our region who don't have enough to eat. That's because every dollar you donate to Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank grows into $5 worth of food. Help us raise enough for a future without hunger.
Toyotas have long been known as dependable, but today there's an entirely new energy, inspired by bold design, with stunning interiors and fresh new technology. This is the new Toyota, where legendary dependability has just taken on a whole new personality. And smart and reliable is now a lot more fun to drive. Visit buyatoyota.com and find your new Toyota today. Toyota, let's go places.
Pursuant to U.S. Bankruptcy Court Case number 13-59015, a bankruptcy liquidation going out of business sale is now underway at 8 Designer Furniture Warehouse locations. Yes, DFW is in bankruptcy. A multi-million-dollar inventory of fine furniture and quality mattress sets must be sold immediately at once-in-a-lifetime savings. No price beats a bankruptcy liquidation price. Everything goes, nothing will be held back. We're selling down to the bare walls. Rush to the historic bankruptcy liquidation going out of business sale of furniture and quality mattress sets. DFW locations. We're in bankruptcy and closing our doors forever.
I always thought of myself as bulletproof. I was in good shape. I was active. The last thing I expected was something like open heart surgery. There was a blood-borne infection. It was literally eating away at my heart valve. The UPMC surgical team, they said, you got a bike riding ahead of you. You got a lot of stuff that you want to be around to see your kids do. We're going to fix this. They took it upon themselves to make sure this one's going to end happy. I didn't choose to have a heart infection, but I did choose UPMC.
Serving the Pittsburgh area for over 50 years, Stahl is the only 24/7 plumbing company. Now through Tuesday, get 10% off your next service call. Give us a call or go to stahlplumbing.com. You have one call. Make it Stahl.
Live look now at the traffic.com camera. Very chilly, -8 into Crafton, and we're at -9 currently in Cranberry Township and also Washington. Time now coming up on 4:45.
All right, Valerie, and to make matters even worse, the swine flu is starting to take hold in our region once again. Overall, the Allegheny County Health Department has reported 110 flu cases. 66 of those came in just in the last week, and some of them are swine flu related. 1 death and 42 hospitalizations are being attributed to the swine flu. Right now, there are 8 patients at local hospitals who are on heart and machines because of the swine flu, including 4 people at Allegheny Health Network. Doctors say they are concerned about the early abundance of cases.
This epidemic may be worse than in 2009, with a much higher morbidity and mortality rate for our patients.
This is very important to listen to. Swine flu symptoms include fever, lack of appetite, coughing, being lethargic, and some people may have a sore throat, vomiting, diarrhea, nausea. Health leaders are also reminding that any case of the flu, not just the swine flu, can end up being deadly if it goes untreated.
In other news this morning, a former Pittsburgh police officer is now apologizing for his role in a woman's death. Jessica Lojak died more than 3 years ago in a motorcycle crash. She was riding on the motorbike driven by former Pittsburgh police officer Adam Lewis. Now, the motorcycle crashed into an SUV on Mifflin Road in 2010. That's when this all happened. Lewis was convicted in October of homicide by vehicle, DUI, and other charges. Yesterday, Lewis was sentenced to a year of work release, followed by 3 years of probation. After the sentencing, he apologized to Lojak's family.
I knew he was sorry the whole time. It was more of the fact, again, I know for me, my mom, dad, and brother, it would have been so much more relieving to have that 3 years ago.
Now, Lewis was fired from his job as a Pittsburgh police officer in March of 2011. Well, a New Jersey trucker has now been fined for a deadly crash in Mercer County. Wilfredo Suarez pleaded guilty to tampering with evidence and other charges in the crash on I-80. This was in Grove City. A judge has now ordered him, that is, to pay just over $1,300. A Michigan man was killed when his minivan was rear-ended by Suarez's tractor trailer back in April. State police say the trucker's taillights were damaged and he replaced them as officers interviewed other witnesses. Well, as temperatures drop even further today, AAA expects to get more calls for help. Yesterday, they received 1,288 battery-related calls from midnight to 6 p.m. That's up 30%. And people always forget your battery can really take a hit in this weather.
Absolutely. And keep a full tank of gas.
Yeah, having a very little amount is not good. Can't start the car sometimes.
Which he does not. 4:47, we check those roads. Tricia, what are you seeing?
Yeah, a lot to keep in mind as you head out the door this morning. Earlier, we were looking at the Parkway West here around Roslyn Farms and Carnegie. There was an overnight accident and there was some damage to the concrete barrier, so they had to have the road partially blocked off in order to repair that barrier. It appears that those repairs have been made. Traffic once again again moving through this area, no longer seeing those heavy delays. Just keep an eye on it. Make sure that everything's moving along fine. Making your way into the City Parkway east and west. Overall, not too bad. Looks pretty decent along 28, coming down through the construction zone. Getting some readings of slow-going traffic here along 79, coming past the area of Coriopolis down toward the Parkway West, and then vice versa, 79 north past the Parkway West. Although no reported accidents in that area, just some vehicles taking it easy. Drive times at this point this morning are in check, looking at about a 15-minute ride Parkway east and north. Time is 4:48.
All right, interesting. Last night, as the temperatures were dropping, my wife and I noticed frost on the inside of our windows in the apartment.
Yeah,
so,
it's cold.
There you go. Yeah.
It's very cold. Yeah, I went to take the dog out, and the dog's like, okay, I'm cool. I can go play outside. And I'm like, do you realize it's cold? So, yeah, it's you might not. It's sometimes.
It's like daggers hitting you when you walk out. That's
so
how bad
you're
it
interested
is
that
out
people
there,
are just not surprised that it's cold out. I don't know, but it's definitely very chilly. So if you do happen to take your pet outside, you might need to remind them, come on, let's go. It's cold. You don't want to stay out here very long at all. We're into the teens, below zero into Deep Creek Lake and also Somerset. These are your actual temperatures, not the wind chill. The wind chill is actually much worse. We're at minus 29 into Butler, minus 33 Indiana, and look at that, we're almost near the minus 40 range into Deep Creek Lake. So it is very, very chilly. Now, these are our forecast wind chills as we head throughout the day. You'll see they are going to improve slightly as we head into the afternoon. We're into the teens, Pittsburgh at minus 14. And then by the evening hours, we're actually going to be seeing them at least into the single digits across many locations, but still feeling like minus 21 into Deep Creek Lake. And then as we head into the overnight hours, it actually improves a little bit more. So that is definitely some good news that we are seeing a little bit of a warm up. That is some positive news. All right, so we've been talking about this polar vortex. Trying to explain it, this is a low pressure system that is from the north of the Hudson Bay. This is generally air that you feel around the northern hemisphere. A little bit farther up, you don't always see this coming this far south, but there is enough times where the winds get a little distorted and you'll start to see this sinking a bit farther south. So this is a true Arctic blast of air, and this is actually going to be moving here through our region, which is what's bringing us this much colder weather, and it's generally accompanied with some warm air on the front end and some warm air on the back end as well. So for us, we'll be dealing with the wind chill warning because of this very, very cold air until 10 a.m. Wednesday. And we've been explaining this the past couple of days. Temperature on the top, wind speeds on to the left. This is in the dangerous zone here. If you're outside with exposed skin for any short period of time, you run the risk of frostbite and even hypothermia as well. So we are pushing into those dangerous zones here, not into the purple good news, but if you're looking for ways to avoid frostbite, wear loose-fitting, lightweight, warm clothing. Outerwear should be water repellent, wind resistant, and hooded, and mittens generally work better instead of gloves. Severe weather risk is moderate. That's because of all this wind chill nonsense that we're dealing with. Storm tracker, luckily, a little bit of some light snow around the ridges early on, but for the most part, most of your Tuesday into Wednesday should be relatively quiet, but I think late Wednesday there is that threat for maybe a snow shower or so. Other than that, as we head throughout your Thursday, more snow will be coming in, and it is going to be fairly light in nature for the most part. Heading throughout the rest of your day, we will see temperatures getting up into the at least single digits above zero, but wind chill still minus 20 to minus 30. And then as we head throughout the overnight hours, wind chills minus 15 to minus 25. So here's a look at your Severe Weather Team 11 extended forecast. There is going to be some improvement in sight. In fact, we're seeing some warmer weather building back in. However, there is going to be some snow showers potentially late into your Wednesday. Also, snow to contend with on Thursday. We're still tweaking some of the details on how much snow will fall. And then, in fact, we're going to be dealing with a little bit of some wet weather as we head over the weekend. Severe Weather Team 11 has a new app for iPhones and Androids. You can download it now to see live Doppler radar and hour-by-hour forecast and current conditions. Just search WPXI Weather.
All right, Valerie, we'll check back with you in less than 10 minutes. The record low temperatures out there and across the country could lead to record high energy bills, but families are finding themselves frozen out of a program that actually helps keep the heat on. The Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, or LIHEAP, had its budget cut from $5.1 billion in 2010 to $3.3 billion last year, now forcing states to drop families, reduce benefits, or both. And Congress could even cut it further with a budget expected next week.
We're hopeful that this very cold weather, that they'll find some extra money for LIHEAP, but it's going to be difficult.
That's going to be pretty hard for a lot of us.
Especially on days like these, officials say there's only enough funding to reach about 20% of those eligible for federal assistance.
We have the latest now on the California girl declared brain dead after tonsil surgery. 13-year-old Jahai McMath has been moved from Children's Hospital in Oakland, California to an unnamed facility. We told you that yesterday. And now the family is saying the center shares their belief that she is still alive. The family's lawyer says the girl's condition got worse at the hospital in California because they refused to feed her once she was declared brain dead.
He's 70 years old. Is he homeless? Does he have a place to stay?
Only on 11 now, a local man missing for years was found at this bus stop. Now his family is asking a lot of questions. Police were able to find some distant relatives. This morning they are looking for the Good Samaritan who stepped in to help. This right here is Katie Traska. Her cousin Francis Danahay was missing for years, and then on New Year's Eve morning he was discovered at a bus stop in East Liberty at the intersection of South Negley and Center Avenues. His family has two big questions: who found him and how did he get to the hospital?
Honestly would like to say to that person, thank you, you're a blessing. Our cousin is still here because of you.
Traska says because of her cousin's condition, he will stay in the hospital for at least the next few weeks.
Well, in other news this morning, today we'll learn if any other Pittsburgh Penguins will be joining Brooks Orpik and Paul Martin at the Olympic Winter Games in Sochi. Team Canada will announce their roster later today as well. That roster is expected to include, of course, Penguins star Sidney Crosby. Forwards Chris Kunitz and James Neal hope their play on the ice this season will also land them a spot on the team. And we'll be keeping a very close eye on this story. You can watch for the latest throughout the day right here on Channel 11 News. And don't forget, we are a month away from the opening ceremonies of the 2014 Olympic Winter Games. They'll be here before you know it. Channel 11 is the only local station you can turn to when the Olympics start for complete coverage. Other sporting news, Florida State University is the new BCS champion. The Seminoles beat Auburn 34-31 last night. Highlights included that, a 100-yard kickoff return and a last-minute, this is the way you want it, 80-yard game-winning drive. This is the Seminoles' first title since 1999. Well, make sure you're bundled up big time when you head out the door this morning.
We are in a deep freeze with wind chills in more than 30 degrees below zero. Team coverage of this extreme cold is next.
And a local couple spent the night in the cold. The problems they're having with their furnace. Your time is coming up on 4:56. We'll be right back.
Sell your unwanted gift cards for cash at the Gold Buyers of Pittsburgh. We pay up to 70% of the gift card balance in cash on the spot. We will also pay the most for your gold, silver, and diamonds. Stop by one of our 9 locations today.
Pittsburgh Veterinary Specialty and Emergency Center, providing world-class care to enhance the life of your pet.
When your pet has cancer, most people think of surgery or chemotherapy, but another non-invasive option is radiation therapy. It can be used on tumors that cannot be removed or don't respond well to other treatments. In many cases, we can combine radiation with surgery or chemotherapy to obtain the best possible response.
When your pet needs emergency or specialized care, ask your veterinarian about referral to PVSEC.
I'm attorney Eric Chapin. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. Do it now.
The #1 thing to do after a car wreck is call Eric.
Do it before the bills start to pile up.
Do it before the insurance company tries to rip you off.
Do it to make sure you get all the money you deserve.
Do it first.
Do it now.
I did it, and Eric settled my case for over $75,000.
I'm attorney Eric Chapin. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. It's just that easy.
You don't even have to leave your house. We'll come to you. Call 1-800-233-7000.
We got new flooring from Empire today for this entire room.
But we only paid for this much.
It's Empire Today's 60% off sale. Get hardwood, laminate, or ceramic for any room 60% off. It's easy. Shop at home. And right now, get more for a lot less.
We paid for this much new flooring.
But we got all of this.
Don't miss 60% off. Schedule now at EmpireToday.com or call
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Sell your unwanted gift cards for cash at the Gold Buyers of Pittsburgh. We pay up to 70% of the gift card balance in cash on the spot. We will also pay the most for your gold, silver, and diamonds. Stop by one of our 9 locations today.
So, do you want to come up for a coffee?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So, you make yourself at home, and I'll be back.
Sure.
Oh, I thought we were good.
With authentic, expert-crafted roasts and legendary brews, 8 o'clock is the coffee for those who put coffee first.
This is nice.
He loved skiing. He loved skateboarding. So young Tom Sims combined them both, creating a whole new way down the mountain. Uncompromising creativity, it's the way we made the Mazda CX-5. Skyactiv technology combines nimble handling with better highway mileage than any other SUV, including hybrids. This is the Mazda CX-5. What do you drive?
Live, local, link breaking. Channel 11 News starts with severe weather coverage.
This is a time when we have to take care of our neighbors.
Well, this morning you are waking up to a historic deep freeze in the Pittsburgh area. You'll feel record lows when you head out the door.
And we look live outside right now. Wind chills are minus 30. Trust us. Meteorologist Valerie Smock is tracking when the temperatures will go up.
And we have Severe Weather Team 11 coverage of this major weather event, including what local leaders are now doing to make sure people stay safe.
And good Tuesday morning, everybody. Just about 5 o'clock on this January 7th. I'm Catherine Amento.
And I'm Joe Arena. We first want to mention we are in 11 alert right now. We have more than 600 closings and delays right now, and you can find them 2 at a time at the bottom of your screen.
And our team of reporters, they are braving the cold conditions to let you know the latest, but we're going to start your morning with a check on weather and traffic as we do every 10 minutes. Here's meteorologist Valerie Smock. When's that warm-up coming?
Yeah, not soon enough. I'm freezing already and I'm inside, but if you don't have to be outside, if you're one of the lucky ones to have school canceled or maybe delayed, you're definitely in luck. We're under a wind chill warning. There are temps ranging anywhere from minus 10 getting up to at least above 0. We're also tracking wind chills minus 20 to minus 30. Wind chill warning again out until 10 a.m. Wednesday, and this is for the entire viewing area. So this is definitely going to be a problem here as we head throughout the day. Furthermore, temperatures currently into the teens below 0. Deep Creek Lake, Somerset feels like minus 9 into Pittsburgh, and we are feeling like minus 30 into Pittsburgh, 39 down toward Deep Creek Lake. Now we're feeling like minus 42 into Somerset, so that's already changing right there. And as we head throughout the day, we're going to see a slight improvement, but not by much at all. It'll feel like minus 17 at 6 p.m. So keep in mind, if you are heading out, be sure to bundle up and wear the proper clothing. I'll have more on this coming up in just a few moments, but now we're going to get a check of traffic with Tricia.
Valerie, we have been able to confirm earlier accident Parkway West between Roslyn Farms and Carnegie has been cleared. Traffic once again moving fine through that area in both directions. Making your way into the city along the Parkway East, not finding any problems. Earlier we had slow going traffic 79 coming down toward the Parkway West and beyond. That has since cleared up. Looks pretty decent on the Parkway North. We will let you know when those HOV lanes open. We check weather and traffic every 10 minutes. Time is 1 minute after 5.
And right now, happening in the midst of all this cold weather, some breaking news to start your morning. Firefighters in Westmoreland County braved the cold to fight a chimney fire.
911 dispatchers told us a home on Masung Lane in Penn Township caught fire just after 2 this morning. Channel 11's Dave Bondi is live with how crews dealt with the cold temperatures. Dave, the fire's one thing, and then you add these frigid temperatures onto it.
Yeah, it seems like the temperature is actually tougher to battle than the fire in this case. We have some video that we shot, some new video we want to show you coming out of Penn Township. We got this video about 45 minutes to an hour ago. Investigators are telling us that a fire did start in the chimney of this home. It then spread to the back of the house. When firefighters got the call, they knew they would be dealing with these frigid temperatures. They've been dreading it, but they were prepared. They had warming tents set up. They had paramedics there to keep an eye on the firefighters. They also had a close eye on the water supply there to make sure that it did not freeze up. The house was okay. It's able to be salvaged. It wasn't a major loss. The good, no one was hurt. No firefighters were hurt. So just one of many fears that people were having about these fires happening in these bitter cold temperatures. So the good news is no one was hurt out there. We'll have some more video coming up in our next half hour. Reporting live, Dave Bondi, Channel 11 News.
All right, good news to report there, Dave. We'll check back with you for another report in just a bit. The city of Pittsburgh is doing all it can this morning, and they prepared since yesterday to make sure people are safe in these dangerously cold temperatures. Channel 11's Brittany McGraw is braving the cold. She's live right now on the north side with ways to stay safe. And Brittany, I know it's very cold out there. You've been making trips from the live truck back outside in front of the camera just to stay as warm as you can.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do. I mean, if you don't have to be out in these conditions, it's best to stay outside. You know how we're dealing with it. We're just staying out here for just a few minutes at a time. So 3 minutes we're outside, then we'll be in the truck between these live hits. Now, for the city's most vulnerable residents, city officials have been working to make sure that they're okay in these dangerously cold temperatures, and organizations such as the Light of Life Rescue Mission have had an emergency shelter open for the city's homeless. They've also been giving out things such as scarves, hats, gloves, mittens, other things to help people stay warm. Now, during his first day as mayor, Mayor Bill Peduto of the city of Pittsburgh put out his plan of attack when it comes to making sure that the city's most vulnerable stay safe in these conditions. He directed Pittsburgh police to go out and look for the homeless in camps such as this one and to make sure to bring them in from the cold. It was a plan Public Safety Director Michael Huss also supported.
We want to get through this event without any serious injuries, and we need everyone's help in doing that.
Huss reiterated the mayor's plea that Pittsburghers call 911 if they run into issues with the weather that are life-threatening, a life or death situation. Otherwise, all calls should go to 311. As for warming centers, there are several that are set up across the city, and they are set to reopen at 8 o'clock this morning if you need somewhere to go warm. They're located at the Healthy Active Living Centers in Greenfield, Homewood, the South Side, Sheridan, and also here on the North Side. Reporting live, I'm Brittany McGraw, Channel 11 News.
Brittany, thank you, and hopefully that warming center is offering some relief for those people inside. It didn't take long for most school districts to decide to close. Pittsburgh Public School Superintendent Linda Lane told us that they had to cancel school for the safety of the young children.
We have a lot of our students who are walkers, and also we have a lot of students that are standing on corners waiting for buses. And so we're obviously very concerned about making sure that, we don't end up with any issues because of that.
As for tomorrow, kiddos, listen up because Dr. Lane is telling students to have their homework done and ready to go.
A Spring Hill couple spent the night in the cold. They say it was all because of low gas pressure. Now, we went to their house on Rostock Street. George Matisse showed us the problems he's having just lighting his upstairs gas furnace. Now, he says as a result, there's actually a 15-degree temperature difference between the two floors.
We've just been using the space heaters that we do have, having them on as high as possible, but it seems impossible to heat the whole house with one space heater when it should have more than one.
Well, Matisse says he's called Equitable Gas and crews have checked it out, but the problem has not been fixed. Now, we also contacted the company and are waiting for a call back.
And this morning, much of the country is dealing with this historic freeze. 34 states are under wind chill alerts. The winds make it feel like 55 below zero in International Falls, Minnesota yesterday. And in Chicago, temperatures set a new all-time low at -15. They even shut down the ice rink. It was so cold. This Arctic blast is sweeping into the northeast and even down south. It's a bone-chilling cold not experienced since the late 80s. And we are making it easier for you to find help in these extreme temperatures. We have information on who you can call for help with power outages, water main breaks, any other emergencies. It's all in one easy-to-find place. Just click on our website, WPXI.com.
Well, we have much more Team 11 coverage of the extreme cold straight ahead,
including how to prevent your pipes from bursting in this deep freeze. 3 easy steps you can take to protect your home. And workers brave the cold to fix a local water main break. Why they need to get that water back on fast.
And if you are heading outside, you are definitely going to want to bundle up. We have frigid temperatures as of now. Wind chills -30. In fact, it's even -39 up toward Detroit. But back here at home, I'll break it down for you hour by hour with what we can expect for these wind chills. Time now, 5:07.
Good evening. This is Flo. Yes, that flow. Aren't you sweet?
Licensed phone reps available 24/7. Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Check it out, everybody. Our kids are out of their room because we've got the KFC Favorites Bucket. 10 pieces, any recipe, $12.99.
Everybody get what they want.
We love this new extra crispy boneless. He's taller than I remember.
Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to save up to 80% on a spa and swim spa. Friday through Sunday, millions of dollars of Factory Direct 2014 inventory at Monroeville Convention Center. Over 100 spas on display and everything must go. See the revolutionary swim spa. You can exercise, swim, and relax without the expense and maintenance of a pool. Spas starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. 12-month interest-free financing. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old spa. Friday through Sunday at Monroeville Convention Center. Free admission. Free parking. Call 877-55-HOT-TUB.
Shop hundreds of RVs in one place at the original Pittsburgh RV Show, January 11th through the 19th at the David Lawrence Convention Center. If you love camping and RVs, you'll love everything at this show. RVs of all sorts, camping trailers, motorhomes, accessories, resorts, ATVs, and even boats this year. Get expert advice on camping and RVs from the industry's best reps. Get a $2 discount coupon at Eaton Park and bring the whole family. There's something for everyone. Visit pitrvshow.com for more info.
Dove invited women to test their body washes with paper that reacts like skin. If others can strip this paper, imagine how harsh they can be to your skin. Dove is different. Its breakthrough formula changes everything. Dove, this is care.
This test paper behaves like the surface of your skin. Now watch what soap does to it. Soap strips your skin. Dove is different. With 1/4 moisturizing cream, Dove doesn't strip your skin like soap.
It was our big New Year's sale, but snow and severe weather kept our customers at home. So Levin's is responding with an unprecedented offer. An extra 50% in free furniture. Spend $500, get an extra $250. Spend $1,000, get $500. Spend $2,000, get an extra $1,000 in free furniture or mattresses. Winter weather has created an emergency inventory reduction sale. Get the deal of the year right now at Levin's.
Oh, in the morning with my whole wheat toast with a dash of salt, I learn I love you most. Avocado.
Today's the day to give to the food bank. Visit our website for more details.
Well, the good news is we are going to see a little bit of some sunshine today. The bad news is it is going to be absolutely frigid. In fact, it's going to be mostly cloudy with these frigid temperatures. At 8 a.m., it's going to feel like -9 by noon, -8, only a degree improvement, at least by 4. Will be at 0, but we're still dealing with some winds that could gust up to 30 miles per hour, making that wind chill dangerously low. We'll have more on that coming up here in about 10 minutes with your full forecast, but now I'll send it over to Tricia. Are we seeing any accidents or delays?
Had an accident earlier this morning, Parkway West inbound between Roslyn Farms and Carnegie. It has since been cleared. Taking a look right now at the Parkway North. We're keeping an eye on the HOV lanes. We will let you know as soon as that gate does open, and HOV lanes are open from the Perrysville area on in, although at this point, probably have at least another 20 minutes until they do open those gates. 60 to 65 miles per hour along 79 coming down toward the split. Looks good as you make your way over toward the North Shore Expressway, and no delays on the Parkway East. Time is 11 minutes after 5.
All right, Tricia, we'll check back with you in less than 10 minutes. Caught on camera, Columbus firefighters rescued a deer that fell into a frozen river. A witness spotted the deer and called for help. Fire crews responded and pulled the animal from the icy waters. As you see them there carrying the animal off there. The deer's body temperature kept dropping, so it was taken to the Ohio State University Veterinary Hospital. The deer is expected to be okay.
And more than half the country is dealing with these bone-chilling temperatures, and in some parts, people also have to deal with snow. We'll take a look at blizzard conditions in New York State, including just how much snow they're expected to get. And back here at home, it was a historic day for Pittsburgh as Bill Peduto became the city's 60th mayor. His pledge to the city and its residents after the break. Your time, 5:12.
Serving the Pittsburgh area for over 50 years. Trust Stahl for your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning needs. Now through Tuesday, get a furnace tune-up for just $76. Give us a call or go to stahlplumbing.com. You have one call. Make it Stahl.
I'm over the hill. My body doesn't work the way it used to.
Past my prime? I'm a victim of a slowing metabolism?
I don't think so.
Great Grains Protein Blend. Protein from natural ingredients like seeds and nuts.
It helps support a healthy metabolism.
Great Grains Protein Blend.
So you can get cash back on all your purchases. So you can use your cash back to follow your dream. So you can save the day. Chase freedom. So you can.
Now that you've got all the best gadgets, you need the best network to support them. And once you've got 100% fiber optic Verizon Fios, you get it. America's fastest, most reliable internet.
I was streaming videos, movies, music. Once I realized how fast it was, that's when I got it.
Start the new year off right by getting the most from your new gadgets. Last chance to get the Fios Triple Play for an incredible $79.99 a month online guaranteed for the first year. Plus, get a $300 bonus with a 2-year agreement. Technology that makes your new toys more entertaining. That's powerful.
Okay, 6 more visits and you'll have your new dentures.
6?
6.
How about 3?
6.
4?
6.
5?
6.
Okay, hold it. Let's try something new.
Okay, Mrs. Tucker, your dentures will be ready this Friday.
You can do that?
We do that.
No way.
Yes way.
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
Wow.
Aspen Dental is doing whatever it takes to give America a healthy mouth, like on-site denture labs for dentures in days, not weeks. And now they're $300 off. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL because your mouth is our mission.
Today, with more ways than ever to experience the moments that transform our lives, Americans still choose broadcast television and radio more than all other media combined, reaching more people, touching more lives.
Serving the Pittsburgh area for over 50 years, Stahl is the only 24/7 plumbing company. Now through Tuesday, get 10% off your next service call. Give us a call or go to stahlplumbing.com. You have one call. Make it Stahl.
A live look now at our PennDOT camera. We are at -9 in McKees Rocks and Beaver Falls, -8 in Greensburg. Very cold morning. Time now, 5:15.
Severe weather. Team 11 coverage of the extreme cold continues. Wind chills are not expected to be above 0 today. That is why we are in 11 alert. Most schools in the area have closed due to the cold temperatures, and Governor Corbett is urging everyone to stay indoors if possible. In Pittsburgh, thankfully, we don't have snow on top of all this cold, but it's a much different story in western New York. They are dealing with a blizzard. Check it out. Visibility extremely low with wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Blizzard warnings are in effect through Wednesday morning, and when it finally does stop, they'll have more than 3 feet of snow on the ground.
Wow. Well, in other news this morning, a local fugitive is back in custody this morning. Tyree Hopkins was arrested over the weekend. Police say he was at a halfway house in Pittsburgh. He escaped when he was taken to a hospital for an injury. Hopkins was serving time for aggravated assault. The Pennsylvania woman who called herself Jihad Jane will spend 10 years in prison for her involvement in a terror plot. Now, that's far less than the life sentence prosecutors wanted. Colleen LaRose admitted to plotting to kill a Swedish artist over a cartoon that offended Muslims. She could be released in 4 years, taking into account time already served and the potential for time off for good behavior.
All right, well, a new era in Pittsburgh is officially underway. Bill Peduto was sworn in as the city's 60th mayor yesterday. 2,000 people filled Heinz Hall for the inauguration. And after taking the oath of office, Mayor Peduto talked about what he called the city's challenging times over the last decade. He briefly mentioned scandal and corruption and said he vowed to make the city an honest one. Workers had to brave the cold temperatures to fix a water main break in Kennedy Township. The Westview Water Authority tells us a 12-inch line broke yesterday morning at the corner of Pine Hollow and McCoy Roads. Ohio Valley General Hospital even experienced a drop in water pressure for a short time. Other customers lost water, but it has since been restored.
Yeah, obviously water main breaks kind of a concern with the temperatures being as low as they are. And also I've been watching some of the Twitter feeds here, and a lot of people are talking about ice out there on the roads too.
And the salt's not working, Trish, on the roads.
Yeah, and we do just have an accident being reported here just in the last couple of seconds. 79 northbound between the South Point interchange and the Bridgeville rest area. Again, this accident just reported, so crews just now arriving on the scene. And again, as we mentioned, below a certain temperature, the road salt doesn't even work. You need to use extra caution. Any slick area you see out there this morning will no doubt be ice. allow a few extra minutes as you use those side roads as well. Main roads seem to be in pretty decent shape. Still keeping an eye on those HOV lanes. We'll let you know as soon as they do open. Inbound on the Parkway North, Parkway East moving fine from Monroeville down into the city. No concerns right now along 28 past Etna and the Millvale interchange. Parkway North looks good. Parkway West, we had an overnight accident between Roslyn Farms and Carnegie. That has since been cleared. Traffic once again moving fine through that area. And drive times are just slightly elevated by a minute or two. Parkway East and West. Time is 5:18.
All right, Joe wants you to explain the Vortex again.
No, you have been very well explaining it. It's just...
Oh, new viewers.
Yeah,
yes.
If you're just joining us, this is why we're getting this cold air. It's because of this polar vortex.
Yeah, it's basically just true Arctic air. You have that low pressure north of the Hudson Bay, and it's just pulling down all that really, really cold air. You generally have some warmer weather ahead of it, behind it, but this is something that you don't generally see all the time. You can only see it in certain parts of the world, and we're one of them. You just have to get some of those distorted winds that kind of shifted enough that it can sink farther south, and that's kind of what we're dealing with.
Right, we're not used to this, though. That's
No, and I would prefer not to come back. As of now, we have current temperatures into the single digits, -9 from Butler down into Washington, -6 in Morgantown, -14 currently into Somerset, and your wind chills have not been very good at all. In fact, we are at -28 into Butler, -26 in Washington, and it feels like the upper -30s into Somerset and Deep Creek Lake. Now, we're still dealing with this wind chill that is going to be dangerously cold. Even though it is going to improve throughout the day, it's not going to be very good at all. In fact, we're going to be at -34 around 6 a.m., -17 into about 6 p.m. Wind chill warning out until 10 a.m. on Wednesday for everyone from Forest over into Beaver, down into Preston, and over into Somerset and Cambria County as well. Coldest temperatures, this is what we've had. Well, it's a possibility that we could come close to it, but I don't think we're going to be having our coldest temperature as a high of -22. That's some good news there, but we've definitely had some pretty chilly weather here over the past couple of years. And could we see a record? Well, we did hit a record overnight. We got down to -7. That record was -5, and our forecast high is 2. Our coldest high is 12. So I'm thinking we're going to have a record today. Severe weather risk is moderate. Winds still gusting up to 30 miles per hour, so that's why our wind chills are going to be feeling like -30 to -40, and our high temperatures during the day not all that fabulous as well. Storm tracker, a little bit of some snow as of now along the ridges Tuesday at 5 p.m. Now keep in mind that some of this can just be blowing snow, some of it is just some flurries. Either way, we're not expecting anything heavy here. The majority of the day is relatively quiet with some clouds. We're calling it partly sunny, maybe a few more areas will see more clouds than sunshine. Generally, most of Wednesday is quiet until late into the overnight hours, and then more snow coming in as we head throughout your Thursday. But overall, most of the day on Thursday and I think for Wednesday should be, for the most part, quiet. Into Friday, not too terrible. As we break it down region by region, we're dealing with mostly cloudy skies, temperatures into the single digits. And then on farther south, it'll be very cold, 0 into Katanning and Indiana. And then we're also going to be seeing temperatures even below 0 into the northern counties, -4 into Tionesta, -3 Clarion. And then it will be cloudy with frigid temperatures farther south, -3 into Oakland, -4 in Waynesburg. We'll top out at 2 today. Wind chills -20 to -30. Here's a look at your severe weather Team 11 extended forecast. We'll see some afternoon snow. Most of it's really late in the day on Wednesday, with a 40% chance for snow on Thursday, drying out Friday, but we'll see some rain and snow returning as we head into the weekend. High 42.
All right, Valerie, we'll check back with you in just a bit. Take a look at that. The extreme cold raises the rise of bursting pipes out there. The folks at State Farm Insurance have some tips now to keep that water flowing safely. First, keep a trickle of warm water dripping, preferably from a faucet on an outside wall. Next, keep your thermostat set at the same temperature. And open those cabinet doors so heat can actually reach those uninsulated pipes under sinks and appliances. Oh, it's a story we've been following for 2 years now. A man opens fire at a Sweet 16 party.
And this morning, the trial for the alleged gunman is underway. How witnesses will play a key role in this case. Your time, 5:22.
Grew up skiing in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's a city that I take a lot of pride in.
I did multiple sports, but skating was the one I really fell in love with. When you're out there, it's just such an intense feeling.
The spirit of the Olympic Games, the life-changing experience.
What I look forward to most is showing what I've got.
Tom Wallish,
Chris Krebling, Pennsylvania.
Channel 11, your Olympic station. WPXI.com, your Olympic website. We're proud to bring you the 22nd Winter Olympic Games, starting February 6th.
Sesame Street Live presents an all-new show, Can't Stop Singing. See what happens when Elmo gets his furry fingers on Abby's magic wand. You'll sing, you'll dance, so don't miss your chance. Watch the story come to life before your eyes. Experience Sesame Street Live, up close. Come make a memory together. Sesame Street Live, Can't Stop Singing. We give it 2 furry thumbs up.
Sing along with Elmo and friends at Consol Energy Center this weekend only. Tickets on sale now.
All right, everyone. Holidays are over. It's time to tighten our budget. Ideas. Go.
I could cut my own hair. Dad could roller skate to work.
I can knit clothes for everyone.
Oh, we're good on clothes. Anybody else have an idea?
Okay.
This new year, there's a better way to save. Get Xfinity TV from Comcast for $39.99 a month for 12 months, with HBO included for a year and HD DVR service included for 6 months. Hurry, this sale ends January 19th. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
When I first got shingles, it started on my back, and I had like this 4-inch band of bumps that came around to the front of my body. And the pain from it was excruciating. I did not want anyone to brush into me to cause me more pain than I was already enduring.
If you had chickenpox, the shingles virus is already inside you. 1 in 3 people will get shingles in their lifetime.
I wanted to just crawl up in a ball and just wait till it passed.
Talk to your doctor or pharmacist. Glamorous. Fabulous. Stunning. Flirtatious. Feel your best. Carl Herman Furs.
Welcome back. Your time, 5:24. Thanks so much for starting this frigid morning with us. 2 New Jersey men have pled guilty to operating a bogus September 11th charity. The state's attorney general said the men sold T-shirts that featured the logos of the New York City police and fire departments, but never gave the proceeds to any charity. They made close to $50,000 off it. Under the plea deal, one suspect will go to prison for a year. The other will get probation. Over on Capitol Hill this morning, the Senate is scheduled to vote on a temporary extension of unemployment benefits for over 1 million Americans. The Obama administration says extending benefits has been a priority for both parties. However, Republicans say they want to find a way to pay for it. Congress has extended unemployment benefits more than a dozen times in recent years.
Well, the trial is underway for a man accused of opening fire at a Sweet 16 party in Duquesne. This was 2 years ago. This story is from our news partners at the Trib. 18-year-old Drew Henderson Bracey was shot and killed. Now, 7 other people at the party were hurt. Police say Quentin Ingram started shooting in the basement of the house on South 5th Street in December of 2011. Witnesses say they saw Ingram pull an automatic weapon from his waistband and just start shooting. Ingram is charged with homicide, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment.
We continue to keep a very close eye on these extreme temperatures this morning.
Meteorologist Valerie Smock is tracking this polar vortex, and she'll let you know what to expect before you head out the door today.
Communities across our area are taking steps to make sure you stay safe in these bitterly cold temperatures. Coming up, I'll outline what the city of Pittsburgh is doing. That's coming up in about 5 minutes.
Oh, in the morning with my whole wheat toast with a dash of salt, alone I love you most. Avocado.
The Hall of Success. Here we honor the proud accomplishments of our students and alumni. People like Maria Salazar, an executive director at American Red Cross, or Garland Smith, video account director at Yahoo. And for every Garland, thousands more are hired by hundreds of top companies, each expanding the influence of our proud University of Phoenix network. That's right, University of Phoenix. Enroll now. We've got a frame waiting for you.
Let's do this carpet. Yeah, let's do durable. Let's do different. But mostly, let's do soft. Like this. No, it's gotta feel like this. Let's touch this, touch that, save a ton, and then Let's get on it. Let's see the big game. And let's do floor seats. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Right now, get whole home basic carpet installation for just $37.
Toyota offers more vehicles with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive than any other brand. So you're covered no matter what the weather brings, including the refined RAV4, also available with heated front seats. Sienna, the only minivan available with all-wheel drive. And the stylish Venza with loads of cargo space. See your Pennsylvania Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive specialist. Toyota. Let's go places.
No one has a larger selection than Furniture Galleries. Let me show you. With 97 rooms filled with the finest names in home furnishings, you're sure to find something you love, including Smith Brothers Furniture. Pick from 89 sofas, 31 bedrooms, or 33 dining rooms, all under one roof and all up to half off. When it comes to selection, size does matter, and we've been the biggest in the area for 50 years. Only at Furniture Galleries, just minutes from Cranberry, and yes, we deliver anywhere.
I'm Dr. Wayne D. Bartola, the Pittsburgh sedation dentist. I've treated thousands of sedated and non-sedated patients over the past 25 years. You don't have to fear going to the dentist. Call now or visit PittsburghSedationDentist.com.
Live, local, late breaking. Channel 11 News starts with severe weather coverage.
And good morning, everyone. Just about 5:30 on this Tuesday, January the 7th. I'm Joe Arena.
And I'm Catherine Amenta. We are experiencing record-breaking temperatures this morning, forcing hundreds of schools to cancel classes for the day. We have been in 11 alert all night long, and you can see the closings running at the bottom of your screen.
And we also have our team of reporters out covering these dangerous temperatures. But first, we do want to start your day with a check on weather and traffic as we do every 10 minutes. A couple accidents out there.
2 accidents, both on Interstate 79, both in the northbound direction.
Yeah, that's probably going to be causing some problems, and it's already going to be taking some time to get going this morning because your car is going to be freezing. So give yourself some extra time, turn it on early, and bundle up. We are under a wind chill warning. We've been telling you about it all morning. In fact, we started telling you about it yesterday because this came out yesterday at 1 o'clock, and this is in effect until 10 a.m. on Wednesday. Temperatures -9 into Pittsburgh, -6 Morgantown, -11 up into Indiana, and your wind chills not any better. -31 is what it feels like in Washington. It feels like -40 in Deep Creek Lake, and we're feeling like -33 in Indiana. Now, your wind chills as we head throughout your Tuesday are going to slowly start to increase, but it is going to remain frigid. Now we'll send it over to Tricia for an update on those accidents.
Yeah, 2 accidents along Interstate 79, both in the northbound direction. The one we're looking at right now is near Carnegie. You can see emergency crews on the scene. Appears 2 vehicles involved. And then we also have an accident this morning along 79 between South Point and the Bridgeville rest stop. So 2 accidents there could cause some delays for you. No word on any icy conditions in those areas, but no doubt lots of ice out there for your morning commute. You can see Parkway East and 28 still look pretty decent. Check some other area roadways coming up. Time almost 5:31.
Well, emergency crews had to deal with some fire and ice this morning. Firefighters had to battle flames and the cold temperatures when they were called to a house fire in Westmoreland County. It all started just before 2:30 this morning in Penn Township, and that's where Channel 11's Dave Bondi is live right now with the latest on these brutal conditions for firefighters out there, including yourself, Dave.
Yeah, excuse me if I don't look right at the camera. When the wind blows, it's a little difficult to do that. It's blowing from this direction, so I may look this way every once in a while to avoid the wind. So you don't want to look at me. Let's look at the video. Go ahead and roll the video of the fire that we had earlier this morning. This was in Penn Township. The good news, no one was hurt at all, but the firefighters, more than battling the fire, they had to battle these cold temperatures. We're being told that a fire started in the chimney of this home in Penn Township, and then it spread to the back of the house. The good news, no one was hurt, like I said. Firefighters were there for about 2 to 3 hours. They did set up a warming tent. They were able to go inside, stay warm. They also had paramedics who were there keeping an eye on the firefighters to make sure they were okay. They also had crews keeping an eye on the hydrants and the water in the area to make sure that it did not freeze. The good news, after all of it was done, no one was hurt. The firefighters went back to their station. So that is the good news, and that's the fear of many first responders being out in this cold, but they have to do it. They have to keep you safe no matter what these temperatures are. Reporting live, Dave Bondi, Channel 11 News.
All right, Dave, thank you. Stay warm. Again this morning, the city of Pittsburgh is doing everything it can to keep people safe in these extreme temperatures. The city's 5 warming centers will open at 8 o'clock this morning. Channel 11's Brittany McGraw joins us live now with more on the city's plan for these extreme temperatures. Brittany, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, this is the kind of cold that is definitely hard to shake. You know, it's been difficult for me to keep my fingers and my toes warm despite a pair of my gloves, a pair of my photographer's gloves, 2 pair of socks, and some heavy-duty boots. My photographer's camera has been affected by this cold, and we brought an anemometer out here to monitor the wind chill and the wind speed, and there have been 2 of them that have pretty much died on us because the cold keeps killing the battery. So that gives you an idea of just how cold it is out here. Now, as for the city of Pittsburgh, what they're doing to work to protect residents, Mayor Bill Peduto laid out what he's doing to make sure that residents stay safe in this extreme cold. If you have a weather-related emergency, you're asked to call the city's 311 line unless it is a life or death situation, a life-threatening situation related to the weather. People living in homeless camps were taken out of the cold and put into shelters.
It really comes down to Pittsburghers working together and helping each other.
Authorities are also out collecting any animals that are out in the cold weather, and also as a reminder, because it is so cold, there will be no trash pickup this morning. Reporting live, I'm Brittany McGraw, Channel 11 News.
All right, Brittany, all good advice there. Now, if you don't live in the city of Pittsburgh, but you're in Allegheny County, remember, you can call 211 for help. There are several warming centers open right now across the area. We want to run through some of them for you. The Clairton Municipal Building, the Munhall Fire Stations, the Verona Police Department, the Charleroi Fire Department, and the Hookstown Volunteer Fire Department.
And another group, as Brittany mentioned, that can be a victim of this weather. Animals, the frigid weather can be very deadly to them. The Animal Rescue League stayed open overnight just in case police needed to bring in any dogs that had been left out in the cold. It is against the law, keep in mind, not to provide proper shelter for animals in bad weather.
I think for some people, they think that animals belong outside, even if it's a pet. So I think there's a lack of education out there.
Well, if you see animals out in the cold, you are asked to call animal control or police.
And here's something you may not have thought about. The U.S. power grid operators urging everyone under this cold snap to conserve power. PJM Interconnection supplies energy for more than 61 million people in the Mid-Atlantic, the Midwest, and the South. The grid operator is working with state governments and utilities to monitor the situation.
Well, this morning, one local community has a bigger problem on their hands than just staying warm out there. They have no water. A fed-up homeowner called Channel 11 for help, and 300 people living at Strickland Estates in Smithfield, Fayette County, have been without water since Monday morning. We're told a water main break disrupted the service. Now, the owner told us he was concerned the pipes would break because of the frigid temperatures.
You call a number, you get a recording, we're working on it. Well, that's not good enough. They need to fix it. Not wait till it's going to be minus 9 degrees below zero.
Well, we contacted the water company to check on its progress. They told us they are still working to restore the water now.
And how about this one? Imagine not having heat in this bitterly cold weather. That's what people living in one Shadyside apartment building are dealing with, unfortunately. Workers have been making repairs at the Cathedral Mansions on Ellsworth Avenue. The building, which is home to dozens of international CMU students, had been without heat since the boiler broke down Friday night. Some of the residents called the health department to complain about the temperature. We found one man who says he didn't even know there was a problem.
I'm actually cold right now. How do you feel?
I'm fine. Yeah, in fact, when they told us there was no heat, I didn't know.
Well, there was a similar problem at the Veronica Apartments next door. Their heating unit crashed on Friday as well. Those repairs were made over the weekend.
Well, making news overnight, police say shots were fired after a domestic dispute in Penn Hills. This happened on Jefferson Road around 10 o'clock last night. Very few details still have been released in this case, but we have learned that a man was armed with a shotgun. There's still no word yet if the man will be charged. No one was hurt. And police are investigating whether 2 armed robberies in Lawrenceville are connected now. We're told a gunman targeted the subway on Butler Street around 9 last night. Police say shortly before that robbery, someone held up the Sunoco on Penn Avenue. Police believe the suspect may have been involved in both robberies because the businesses are about a half a mile apart.
A home in Westmoreland County went up in flames overnight. Crews were called to the Beach Road in Washington Township around 1 this morning. We're told the home is a total loss and burned to the ground. There's no word if anyone was home at the time of the fire. We'll keep you posted.
Also this morning, the swine flu is taking hold in our region. Coming up, the new numbers we got from the Allegheny Health Department and the symptoms you need to watch out for.
And we are continuing our severe weather coverage of the polar vortex that is affecting this region. Coming up, why the salt used to treat roads will have little effect this morning and what crews are doing to combat that problem.
And if you're looking for a way to combat the cold, I would suggest just staying indoors. Right now it's -9, wind chill -30. Those winds will gust up to about 30 miles per hour, making that wind chill feel bitterly cold. I'll have more on the chill coming up after the break. Time now, 5:38.
The #1 specialty mattress in America, Tempur-Pedic, now available at the #1 specialty sleep shop, Mattress Discounters.
What does $10 down and $10 a month get you at Planet Fitness? Yep, all of this. Nope, yepper. Just $10 down and $10 a month, now until January 10th. It's Join Our Planet January, only at Planet Fitness.
I'm Tony, I'm 61, and this is my own beautiful. When I saw the book of the before and after, I told myself, this is a second chance, and it was right there in front of me, so I took it.
Most of my patients tell me that other people don't know they've had a quick lip.
It's fun to put makeup on now. I'm feeling good.
To see more quick lip stories just like Tony's, visit the Skin Center online or call for a free brochure.
It's nice now in the morning when I get up, I kind of do that little double take. Hey, that's me.
I know feet, and I personally know the agony of foot and back pain.
Pain of plantar fasciitis is terrible.
Saw doctors, went to physical therapies, and nothing worked.
The Good Feet system is uniquely designed to realign the foot to better support the foot and your body for pain-free comfort, balance, and support.
With the Good Feet system, I was instantly pain-free.
Visit the Good Feet store in Cranberry Township on Route 19 next to Boston Market.
I don't only recommend the Good Feet system, I wear Good Feet arch supports.
Longhorn knows when you watch what you eat, you still have to want what you eat. It's our flavorful under 500 menu. 8 meals each incredibly under 500 calories, like our perfectly grilled Renegade sirloin, or our new spinach feta chicken, or maybe the juicy Napa chicken. Have them with a salad and a side, and it's still under 500 calories and just $11.99. For flavor that defies the calorie count, enjoy it tonight. The flavorful under 500 menu at Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak. And try our Steakhouse lunch combo starting at $7.99, like our chicken avocado sandwich.
Cause delays and cancellations. What? We are in 11 alert with all of your school closings and delays at the bottom of your screen. Yes! Good morning. We are in 11 alert mode this morning.
Start your day with Channel 11 Morning News. We bring you school closings and delays on your screen all the time. Plus weather and traffic together every 10 minutes, so you know how to dress the kids and prepare for the snow. Channel 11 Morning News starts at 4:30, 5, and 6 a.m. Morning news coverage you can count on.
What does $10 down and $10 a month get you at Planet Fitness? Yep, all of this. Nope, yepper. Just $10 down and $10 a month, now until January 10th. It's Join Planet January, only at Planet Fitness.
Welcome home to Adams Crossing, maintenance-free living in one of Adams Township's premier communities.
It is frigid, it is brutal, it is just downright cold, and no matter how you look at it, you're definitely going to want to bundle up or stay indoors if you can. -9 is what we're expecting for your morning commute. Some clouds around, but in general it is going to remain frigid, and as we break it down throughout the day, there are still going to be some clouds around. Otherwise, we'll at least hit 0 by 4 p.m., but the wind chill still feeling bitterly cold. Now we'll send it over to Tricia. How are those accidents shaping up?
Still keeping an eye on this accident here, 79 northbound at Carnegie. You can see vehicle off to the side of the road with police and ambulance on the scene, and then also we had a second accident, 79 northbound in the area of South Point, between South Point and the Bridgeville rest stops. Heads up traveling northbound, you could see delays there in both areas. Still keeping an eye on those HOV lanes on the Parkway North. Gates not open just yet, should be open shortly. Looks good along the Parkway East, and no concerns on 28. Time almost 5:42.
All right, Tricia, staying out on the roads, temperatures this low pose a real problem for road crews because the salt no longer works. Yesterday, we found the trucks ready to hit the roads, but you'll see tanks on them today. Those tanks contain an anti-skid chemical that will mix with the spreading salt.
Salt loses its effectiveness at around 15 degrees. So what we'll be doing is spreading a mixture of salt and anti-skid once the temperatures get real low.
And PennDOT asks that people slow down. And if you do come across a slick spot, you can actually report it to 1-800-FIX-ROAD. Happening right now, we of course are not the only ones dealing with these frigid temperatures. In Michigan, they also have about a foot of snow. The weight of the snow caused a roof to collapse at this Kmart. Nobody was injured, but fire officials are worried this is just the beginning and that they could have more collapses in the next few days. And take a look at this video out of Buffalo. Strong winds and blowing snow created near whiteout conditions on the highways. Drivers could only inch along. New York's governor issued a state of emergency for 14 upstate counties and warned that, get ready for this, 36 inches of snow could fall in the next day and a half.
Wow. Well, a Philadelphia judge in other news this morning has laid down the ground rules for a Catholic Church official who's now out of prison. Monsignor William Lynn is under electronic monitoring and must report now to a probation officer weekly. Lynn's child endangerment conviction was recently reversed. A judge told him yesterday if he violates the terms of his release, he'll be arrested. An autopsy has been scheduled now for a man from Maine, the apparent victim of road rage right here in Pennsylvania. The killing happened early Saturday on Interstate 81. This is just north of the Maryland border, that is. Police and the FBI are still looking for the people responsible. Investigators say a small dark-colored pickup truck chased Timothy Davison after a dispute on the highway. Now, they say the pickup rammed Davison's SUV into the median where the driver or passenger shot and killed him. Davison had been visiting relatives in Florida. We're told he was driving back to Maine when he was killed.
Well, the numbers are in, and more miners died on the job in the U.S. in 2013. According to the Department of Labor's Mine Safety, 42 miners died last year. That's up from 36 the year before. The first 3 quarters of 2013 saw mining deaths at a record low rate, but the fourth quarter saw a significant spike. The state with the most coal mining deaths last year was West Virginia. Tax season is here, and the IRS has some tips to help you file your taxes. The agency has videos online to help people prepare for their taxes. Topics include choosing a tax preparer, doing your taxes yourself, and protecting yourself from tax scams. To check out those videos, go to irs.gov and click on social media, or go to YouTube and search IRS videos.
Well, the record low temperatures across the country could lead to record high energy bills, but families are finding themselves frozen out of a program now that helps keep the heat on. The Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, or LIHEAP, had its budget cut from $5.1 billion in 2010 to $3.3 billion just last year. That's forcing states to drop families, reduce benefits, or both even. And Congress could cut it, that is, even further with a budget expected next week.
We're hopeful that this very cold weather, that they'll find some extra money for LIHEAP, but it's going to be difficult.
That's going to be pretty hard for a lot of us.
Well, officials say there's only enough funding to reach about 20% of those eligible for federal assistance now.
Swine flu is starting to take a hold in our region once again. Overall, the Allegheny County Health Department has reported 110 flu cases. 66 of those came in just the last week, and some of them are swine flu related. 1 death and 42 hospitalizations are being attributed to the swine flu. Right now, there are 8 patients at local hospitals who are on heart and lung machines because of the swine flu, including 4 at the Allegheny Health Network. Doctors say they are concerned about the early abundance of cases.
This epidemic may be worse than in 2009, with a much higher morbidity and mortality rate for our patients.
And here's some things to keep in mind and to look out for. Swine flu symptoms include fever, a lack of appetite, coughing, being lethargic, and some people may have a sore throat, experience vomiting, diarrhea, or nausea. Health leaders are also reminding us that any case of the flu, not just the swine flu, can end up being deadly if it goes untreated.
Well, a former Pittsburgh police officer is now apologizing for his role in a woman's death. Jessica Lojak died more than 3 years ago in a motorcycle crash. She was riding on a motorcycle driven by former Pittsburgh police officer Adam Lewis. Now, the motorcycle crashed into a SUV on Mifflin Road in 2010. Lewis was convicted in October of homicide by vehicle, DUI, and other charges. Just yesterday, Lewis was sentenced to a year of work release followed by 3 years of probation. Now, after the sentencing, he apologized to LoJack's family. Have a listen.
I knew he was sorry the whole time. It was more of the fact, again, I know for me, my mom, dad, and brother, it would have been so much more relieving to heard that 3 years ago.
Well, Lewis was fired from his job as a Pittsburgh police officer in March of 2011.
Investigators think a faulty electric cooler sparked this fire at a Greene County restaurant, but they haven't made a final ruling just yet. The owners of the Ice Plant restaurant in Greensboro are salvaging what they can. The fire was sparked early Sunday morning. The owners say they do plan to rebuild.
A New Jersey trucker has now been fined for a deadly crash in Mercer County. Wilfredo Suarez pleaded guilty to tampering with evidence and other charges in the crash on I-80 in Grove City. A judge has now ordered him to pay just over $1,300. A Michigan man was killed when his minivan was rear-ended by Suarez's tractor trailer in April. State police say the trucker's taillights were damaged and he replaced them as officers were actually interviewing other witnesses. Well, as the temperatures drop even further today, AAA expects to get more calls for help. Yesterday, they received 1,288 battery-related calls from midnight to 6 p.m. That's up 30%, and those batteries can definitely take a hit in these frigid temperatures.
Absolutely. 5:48, we want to check with Tricia and the status of the HOV lanes.
Yeah, just getting word from PennDOT that they will not open on time this morning. They are having trouble with one of the gates, so therefore HOV lanes will remain closed until further notice. They do hope to have them open at one point, but still working to make sure that all those gates are operating properly. Keeping an eye on this accident along 79 northbound in the Carnegie area. You can see now have a flatbed tow truck, ambulance, and police on the scene. Also an accident just south of that. Also, though, in the northbound direction, 79 between South Point and the Bridgeville rest stop, an accident there. No accidents on the Parkway East, no heavy delays on the Parkway East either. Looks pretty decent coming inbound, 55 miles per hour average speed along the Parkway North. Parkway West is finding some slow-going traffic in isolated areas, but drive times are still holding their own. Time right now is 5:49.
All right, can we look ahead just a little bit? When does it start to warm up?
I guess you could say tomorrow.
Okay.
We're still below where we should be this time of year, but
I'll take 10. I'll take 10.
Well, it's going to be 22.
Oh, well.
So that's even better.
Balmy out there.
Even better. But what's not good is we are still under this wind chill warning. In fact, we are looking at some very, very cold weather as we head throughout the day today. And in fact, we're going to be looking at some temperatures that are, for the most part, not going to be improving very quickly. We have that polar vortex, which, don't worry, I'll explain what that is, but it looks like we're going to be keeping this chill into the area for at least a little while longer. -9 into Pittsburgh, -11 into Indiana, and -15 into Deep Creek Lake. What it feels like? Well, it feels like -41 into Deep Creek Lake, and it feels like -31 into Butler. Now, these are your forecast wind chills as we head throughout the rest of the day. You can see there is going to be some slight improvement, but not by much. It still feels like 20s below zero into the ridges and over into Somerset and Garrett counties. And for the most part, you'll see at least single digits by 6 p.m. into Beaver Falls, Pittsburgh, also Washington and Morgantown as well. And then that will be improving just only a few degrees as we head throughout the overnight hours. Other than that, are we going to see records? Well, -7, that was a record as of last night. That should have been -5. That record was set many, many years ago. But for the most part, I think our coldest high being 12 and our forecast high is 2 is a good possibility we're going to see a record for today for your record low high. Here's your polar vortex. We've got this low pressure system north of Hudson Bay. That generally keeps a lot of the cold air much farther north, but because there are some winds that become a bit disoriented, it allows for this Arctic blast to be moving down here into the upper Midwest and throughout the Northeast. And so it's true Arctic air, and that is going to bring in some very, very cold air for us, some of which we've already started to see. And generally with this, you see some warm air before and after this comes through, and that's kind of what we're looking at, is some warming weather as we head throughout the rest of the week. And look at that, Joe. You're going to see 40s by the end of the week. That should make you much happier. Severe weather risk is moderate. That's because of all this wind chill and the storm tracker. Once we put that into motion, you can see there is going to be some much quieter weather as we head throughout the rest of your Tuesday. And in fact, we're going to be seeing that quiet weather through most of Wednesday as well. However, by 8 p.m., we'll start to see some of that snow starting to move in, especially to areas farther east and west. And for the most part, they're just going to increase just a little bit, but I don't think we're looking at anything extremely heavy. But as we head into your 11 o'clock hour for Thursday, we're not expecting a whole lot in terms of heavy snow. Now, for us today, too, partly sunny. It is definitely going to be cold. Wind chills -20 to -30 for tonight. Wind chills -15 to -25. Partly cloudy. Our actual temperature is 1, and for tomorrow, 22, which will feel downright balmy. And then we're calling for at least an afternoon snow shower. Looking at your extended forecast, there is going to be some snow coming in on Thursday, dry into Friday, and your weekend always in view. We have rain and snow coming in for Saturday. Then on Sunday, there is going to be a little bit of some rain as well, but either way, temperatures will be into the 40s. Remember, just getting the weekend forecast is a text away. Just text weekend to 70123 to have the weather forecast sent right to your smartphone.
All right, we have new details now about a deadly garage explosion in Mercer County. Police say a man who was severely burned in the accident could hold clues about what happened. Police say Thomas Cabellius died in the explosion in Shenango Township. Police say he was working on a snowmobile. Then there was an explosion. His 14-year-old son was injured. His friend, who suffered serious burns, remains in the hospital.
Well, today, Jerry Sandusky will be fighting to get his pension back from his jail cell. And Sandusky will participate in his appeal hearing through closed-circuit TV. The state stripped Sandusky of his pension back in October 2012. They said his crimes of molesting boys violated the public's trust. The hearing could last until Thursday. Well, a man is missing for years, or who was missing for years, was finally found on New Year's Day. Coming up, the message the man's family has for the people who found him.
A local couple spent the night out in this cold. The problems they're having with their furnace. Time 5:53.
Serving the Pittsburgh area for over 50 years. Trust Stahl for your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning needs. Now through Tuesday, get a furnace tune-up for just $76. Give us a call or go to stahlplumbing.com. You have one call. Make it Stahl.
I'm a pancake purist.
Get into IHOP for all-you-can-eat pancakes.
I just like to dip a little bit in the coffee.
Eat them any way you want, stack after stack.
I'll cut them in fours, organize them, and start from the top and eat my way down.
All-you-can-eat pancakes at IHOP. Get here quick before they're gone.
Just one circle. I love fashion. I want these shoes and these shoes. I used to think high fashion only came with a high price tag. So when I saw America's Best Designer Sale, I couldn't believe it. I can get 2 pairs of eyeglasses for $69.95 with a free eye exam. And with the Designer Sales collection of frames, I was sold. I want this one and this one. Designer frames and low prices, yes please. Call 1-800-2PAIR to schedule an appointment today. Sale ends soon.
Oh, in the morning with my whole wheat toast with a dash of salt, alone I love you most. Avocado.
Pursuant to U.S. Bankruptcy Court Case number 13-59015. Bankruptcy liquidation going out of business sale is now underway at 8 Designer Furniture Warehouse locations. Yes, DFW is in bankruptcy. Multi-million-dollar inventory of fine furniture and quality mattress sets must be sold immediately at once-in-a-lifetime savings. No price beats a bankruptcy liquidation price. Everything goes. Nothing will be held back. We're selling down to the bare walls. Rush to the historic bankruptcy liquidation going out of business sale of furniture and quality mattress sets at 8 DFW locations. We're in bankruptcy and closing our doors forever.
It was our big New Year's sale, but snow and severe weather kept our customers at home. So Levin's is responding with an unprecedented offer. An extra 50% in free furniture. Spend $500, get an extra $250. Spend $1,000, get $500. Spend $2,000, get an extra $1,000 in free furniture or mattresses. Winter weather has created an emergency inventory reduction sale. Get the deal of the year right now at Levin's.
Serving the Pittsburgh area for over 50 years, Stahl is the only 24/7 plumbing company. Now through Tuesday, get 10% off your next service call. Give us a call or go to stahlplumbing.com. You have one call. Make it Stahl.
Wow.
And welcome back. Time is coming up on 5:57. A dangerous accident in a Massachusetts gas station when an elderly driver mistakes the brake for the gas. A security camera shows the driver hitting a gas station attendant who just pumped some gas, and he then knocks down a gas pump with his car. Fire erupts as the attendant is carried on the hood for about 30 feet. The attendant was taken to the hospital. The 83-year-old driver was not hurt. Wow. Well, Chicago's ban on gun sales has been ruled unconstitutional now. Federal judge struck down the ban yesterday. The ordinance was passed by Chicago's City Council back in 2010, and under the law, gun shops were prohibited and gun owners were not allowed to take their firearms out of their homes.
He's 70 years old. Is he homeless? Does he have a place to stay?
Only on 11 now, a local man missing for years was finally found at this bus stop, and now his family is asking a lot of questions, as you can imagine. Police were able to find some distant relatives, and this morning they are looking for the Good Samaritan who helped step in. This is Katie Traska right here, and her cousin, Francis Danahay, was missing for years. And then on New Year's Eve morning, he was discovered at that bus stop in East Liberty at the intersection of South Negley and Center Avenues. His family has two big questions. Who found him, and how did he get to the hospital?
Honestly, would like to say to that person, thank you, you're a blessing. Our cousin is still here because of you.
Traska says because of her cousin's condition, he will stay in the hospital for at least the next few weeks.
On other news this morning and today, we'll learn if any other Penguins, Pittsburgh Penguins that is, will be joining Brooks Orpik and Paul Martin at the Olympic Winter Games in Sochi. Team Canada will announce their roster later today, and that roster is expected to include Penguin star Sidney Crosby. Forwards Chris Kunitz and James Neal hope their play on the ice this season will also land them a spot on the team.
I try to do everything I can to make that team, and you know, we'll see what happens Tuesday. But you know, right now just focus on getting better. You know, here.
Well, we'll be keeping a very close eye on this story. You can watch for the very latest throughout the day right here on Channel 11 News. And don't forget, we are now a month away from the opening ceremonies of the 2014 Olympic Winter Games. Channel 11 is the only local station you can turn to when those games start for complete coverage. In other sporting news this morning, Florida State University is the new BCS champion. The Seminoles beat Auburn 34-31 last night. Highlights included this: a 100-yard kickoff return and a last-minute 80-yard game-winning drive. That's the way you want it in the championship game. This is the Seminoles' first title since 1999, a #1 and a #2.
Good game.
Yeah, not bad at all. Well, make sure you are bundled up big time when you head out the door today. We are seeing record temperatures this morning.
Oh, yeah. Severe weather Team 11 coverage right now on Channel 11 Morning News at 6.
Live, local, late-breaking. Channel 11 News starts with severe weather coverage.
This is a time when we have to take care of our neighbors.
And this morning, you are waking up to a historic deep freeze in the Pittsburgh area. You'll feel record lows when you head out the door.
We want to show you a live look outside. Wind chills are at -30 today. Meteorologist Valerie Smock is tracking when the temperatures will start to go up.
And in news developing overnight, local firefighters had to work in this extreme cold and what crews did to make sure they stayed safe.